Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna review my Amazon Basics Think Tankish bag and compare it to a real Think Tank bag. I wanted to review my Amazon Basics bag. I am a wedding photographer, so I'm gonna be speaking to you on that context. A couple of things about this bag. I got it a couple of months ago, but because I didn't have a chance to test it out in the field yet. What is this called anyway? Okay, so this is a good, like a solid 5 months of using it in the field, not doing anything crazy, but just normal, everyday, working use. So with this bag, there was a couple of things that I wanted to kind of touch on. So I had the Think Tank Airstream, which is like the smaller version of, say, something like this. It's like the smaller version of this. It's like, say, like 2/3 of it. And that was all well and good, but because I retired from shooting and I just kind of come out whenever I want to, I decided to give that to my sister and pick up something just for myself whenever I come out to do behind the scenes, or if I do have to second shoot or whatever. I just wanted something affordable, but was still gonna protect my equipment. After using this out in the field on real wedding days and dragging it across, stairs and things like that, it's still a very good bag. I could see this wearing down if I were to use this on a weekly basis pretty quickly. Let me show you my husband's bag. So this bag has been with us since maybe the second year that we started shooting. So back in like 2000, maybe 9 or maybe 10, okay? This thing is really torn up on the handle. And he's like he'll throw his equipment. I mean, for the most part with his lenses, he's very cautious. But with the bag, he knows that he can be a little bit more rough with it, and that the Think Tank, because of this brand and because of the quality and all that good stuff, will keep his equipment safe. So this has been with us for a really long time, years, and in like really heavy duty use, like weekly, back-to-back weddings, three weddings at a time. I wanna show you the difference. This, if we're gonna compare this to the Think Tank Airport Security version 2.0, this is an old bag. I don't think they sell this version anymore. I think it looks more like this one, which is our other photographers, which is a really nice bag too. Airport International version 3. It's kind of like the same thing. It's a little bit smaller, as you can see. I ran out of table space. So if I were really comparing apples to apples in this case, it would probably look something more like this. See, these are really more apples to apples. Here's one of the big defining factors, okay? They're both bags. They're both gonna protect your equipment as long as you're not reckless with it, okay? And the price difference is pretty crazy. So like, this is 100 and something. This is like 300 to 400 something, okay? The prices always change, so just look it up in the link in the description. Here's one of the big differences. It's this plate right here. So this bag doesn't have that plate, as you can see. In fact, it's just nice and bare for this to be really scratched up. So this is a big deal because when you're shooting weddings and you're going in and out of hotels, in and out of whatever, you're always banging this part up. So if you look at like, say my husband's, it's all ripped up, but it's still good. They use really hard plastic here. And this kind of comes up all the way because when you're rolling it, it's gonna maybe hit about midway on the bag. I don't get that with this Amazon Basics bag. It just goes like right here. The wheels too are a big deal. So the wheels on mine, on the Amazon Basics, they've got good bearings. They're all well and good. But with Think Tank, the quality's a lot better. They're like straight up rollerblades. The wheels on rollerblades, really high quality, nice polymer wheels and stuff. And they come with like a lifetime replacement when you mess them up. And even after many years, we still haven't replaced our wheels and these plates yet. So we're reaching almost 10 years now. This will be our 9th year in business. So maybe more accurately, it's been about 8 years using these bags. This guy, 5 months, 4 months of solid use, okay? It has a nice handle, it's nice and thick. This did bother me because these would be all kind of weird and janky. I wish they had less joints basically, because it just means it's more opportunity for something to break. This has one joint and I like the construction of it and I like the look of it and I like how the handle feels. It hasn't gone out on me yet. Another thing that's cool with this guy though, that these will not have, is the ability to make it a backpack. Now I haven't put it to practice or in use yet, but I imagine I would if I were to take this, say in an airport or in a hotel with a lot of stairs. I wouldn't want to just like roll my bag down all the stairs. So here's the backpack. These things actually attach right here. Whoop. It's not fully loaded, but it has like, if you're a second shooter, I could test that for you. So at least one body, a 70 to 200 lens in here, a 35, a 50. It's heavy. So this feels actually really good. I've hiked it all the way up so that it sits, you know, right here. It would be a lot better if they had a hip support. You just want to get from one floor to another very quickly. Or say you're shooting engagement and you want to bring your whole bag, if in case, I mean, you want to stuff like a small tripod in here or something, then I think it's a really good idea. Get this guy buckled and it's not that heavy. I'd imagine it's sitting right there on my low back, so I would really appreciate it if they had a hip thingy. I'd imagine after, with me, like a good 15 minutes of carrying this, I'm gonna be tired. So I'd most likely be rolling it. So that's the exterior of the bag. I'll show you the front. This guy's pretty much brand new this year. Not too many months, not even a year old, I think. It's nice to have the slot for the card to let you know who's the company that's photographing your wedding. That's nice to have. And the other thing is, there's those Pelican hard cases, which those are great, but I like to have quick access to little things, business cards, chapstick, my keys, things like that. When I'm shooting a wedding, I like to have everything kind of easy access, and if I don't have it like in a fanny pack or something, and I hate carrying things in my pocket, these are really nice to have the exterior pocket. So that's what always kind of drew me away from Pelican hard cases, because they just have the one big case and I'd have to stop, yield down, open it to get something that I wanted out of there. The pockets, they're all well and good. The zippers are like whatever. They should just be holding things like, oh look, anti-diarrhea pills. Hey man, when a wedding is on, you cannot miss anything. These side pockets are really great for snacks, clean lenses. I have peanuts in here. What else? Extra memory cards, a mini tripod, like I said, chapstick, and yeah, I think it's decent. I think it's good enough for what I do, and I don't do a lot of work, and I'm pretty careful with my gear, and I'm not trying to just like ram it sometimes and walk really hardcore and fast and run with it and just hit everything as I run. I'm usually I'm very cautious with my gear. So take that into account as well. Are you a clumsy person? Do you like banging things all over the place? Or not that you like it, or are you prone to banging things all over the place? Then you might want to go with this guy, because it's probably going to be a better investment, because if you want a bag to deal with all that stuff. Let's look in the inside. Zippers are a little bit thicker than these zippers. Still don't feel like the best, but they've got a nice seal all over it. And this does come with a rain proof like sleeve, so in case it rains. Has a nice handle here, so in case you need to do this sort of action. I appreciate that, because they don't have that with the think tanks, and I'm always, whenever you lift this thing into your car, I'm not that, I'm not that strong, so I want more leverage. Okay, so this is really nice too. So they've got a really nice compartment for a laptop. I bet my 15-inch fits in here, and I think a 17-inch can fit in here as well. I will double check that. You can double check that in the specs. I keep my spider holster in here for the most part. If I need to bring a laptop though, that's really nice, and to know that I can do that. Basically, I'm rolling super, basic. So I've got some primes in here, got a macro, I've got a you know, 70 to 200, got my body in here. You can easily carry 2 bodies in here and do that whole thing. I've got a loom cube. They're gonna send me a new one about in a minute or so, and I'm gonna be reviewing that as well. I keep a bunch, I mean, it's very simple, it's very basic. Usually we'd have just a 2470 and stuff like that. So it's really great. These things are really easy to kind of come out. I can put a tripod in here. The tripod that I'm using is just a plastic Velbon tripod. I can put that in here and do video and kind of change up the purpose of this bag, no problem. You don't mind if I use your bag, right, John? What happens when you leave stuff here? So here's a real working photographer's, lead photographer's, primary photographer's bag. We got 2 bodies here. We've got a 70 to 200, got some more extra padding to protect this baby. We've got a 2470, we've got an LED light for trigger, we've got multiple flash units going on in here. Got another, what is this, a macro lens. Mostly this front pocket is really nice because they need easy access to their batteries, a lot of batteries in here, pens, whatnot. Very nice. This can also carry a laptop. Very nice. Actually, my husband's bag does not have this, so yeah, that's why this is the version 3. Zippers feel a lot better. Really nice pulleys on it as compared to the Amazon one. But yeah. A lot stiffer on the outer shell. The Amazon one is not that stiff. You got a lot of pockets in here. Very nice bag. And it's perfect. It's a little bit smaller than my husband's. I'm not exactly sure what else he keeps in there. It's so heavy. There's like, yeah, I got a Mark III, yeah, I think another Mark IV. I got 2 70 to 200s, a rock. Great for carry-on. You could totally, you know, when you're traveling, put this on in the overhead bin, no problem. This is always good. This little guy is good for the water bottle, you know. Another thing I forgot to mention was there is a way to carry your tripod on the outside of this. It would just be a matter of looping the legs in here. Again, it's got the little clip for the water bottle. Outer hard shell is not that hard. You see here, if somebody just fell on this bag, something is feeling that impact. So for what I do, for how I do it, and for who I am, it's decent. It's good enough. It's I'd say it's a good value for the money. Would I trust if I was a, you know, back-to-back lead photographer for weddings who shoots on a very regular basis? I would just go ahead and invest in a think tank. I would say, like, this is really nice for what it is. 150 bucks or whatever it is on Amazon. You need a bag real quick to protect your gear. I had all my stuff just kind of lying about. I think it's great, you know, in terms of that. So I hope I was able to lay out some of the pros and cons of, you know, real working person who photographs stuff and help you make a decision on your next bag. All right, good things. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer it in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Ooh, these